Hetep, all the YouTube and all that may come across this video. Yes, it's the Bennu Society again, and just want to start off with some things, you know, let the people know where all this information comes from and why this information is important today. There's major transformations going on. And I think I'm going to turn down the Ethiopics tunes, turn it down a little bit. Alright, Hetep. So, we have some information here. This is going to be based on the Book of the Dead, or the Book of Coming Forth by Day, chapter 17. Chapter 17 is a most important chapter. Ancient chapter. It was actually Coffin text 335. So remember those numbers. Coffin text 335 and Book of the Dead chapter 17. So we, the Bennu Society, we've been dealing with this information for years and years. What you're looking at right here is actually Bennu Society's translation of chapter 17 in Coptic Egyptic. And also what we have here is, we'll get into this, but we also have a copy of the Bennu Society's Ophiuchus mystery. So for all those that know about our Ophiuchus mystery video, we also have the Ophiuchus mystery book, which goes deep into that information as well. So I want to get it started by coming over and adding some Capet. Capet is the heavenly spirit, you know what I mean? We're going to bring down the heavenly spirit with this Capet that the Bennu Society made. So this is very ancient, and it's actually used at the end of the day. We're about the middle of the day right now, but I've already used frankincense, which is for the beginning of the day, and myrrh is for the middle day, and Capet is for the evening. But we actually want to use it now so we can bring in all the energies. I've already used the frankincense and myrrh, as you can see. So what I'm going to do now is add the Capet. And that's going to bring in the Asar energy. And if you don't know, my name is Asar. And part of this thing called the Bennu Society. As you can see, we very real. We create ancient Egyptian culture. Capet has 16 ingredients similar to the 16 pieces of Asar's body. So check it out. Alright, so I want to start it off, of course, back to the Book of the Dead. So what we have here is, we have Anai and his wife sitting in a chamber. This is the first thing that happens in this important chapter. And for those that are metaphysically inclined, you will understand that this is actually going on now. For those that are actually going through it. So the Bennu Society just wants to let you know that you're not by yourself, that we all going through this transformation right now. For those that are the ones that are actually going through the transformation. So we have them sitting in the chamber, and they're playing a game called Senet. Senet is actually the beginning that allows you to translate into your other self. A lot of people talk about ancient Egypt, but they're not really aware of the culture. They talk about it from a pro-black angle, but this is actually real life and culture for those that actually know. So we see Anai playing Senet or Seneti. Senet is the game that takes you to the other world. It's an oracle system. And right over here, we have the Bennu Society's version of the Senet game. And you can see here it has glyphs on it for the different houses. Senet has 30 houses. And this is very deep information. You become the 31st if you make it through. 2 ways of playing Senet. You have one against an opponent and one against yourself, which is your other self, your Ka. And this is the Bennu Society's manual for the playing of the Senet game. Soon this information will be available to all. Seneti, Neti, Haibi, the passing game. So back to the scripture. It's important to study these things from the scripture, not from word of mouth or by what some scholar said or anything like that. You have to get down and get to know these the scriptures and the hieroglyphic writings of God. So Anai transforms into Asar by playing the Senet game, and you can see that there. He transforms into his Ba. Then he moves on through the lotus. The lotus is also a symbol of transformation, and those know it from Hindu or any metaphysical New Age information. The lotus is a symbol of transformation, the blue lotus. So when he goes through the lotus, he actually goes to tomorrow, and that's the form of this one lion. And if you can see the hieroglyphics there, you might not be able to see it, but tomorrow is Duwa, Duwa'a, and that means tomorrow, the land of the stars, the realm of the stars. Duwa, Duwa, like the Duat, where Osiris or Asar goes after death. So that's tomorrow. Then we have yesterday. That's the other lion right there. That lion it says Seth. The hieroglyphs next to it say Seth. And that's a deity, you see? Yesterday is a deity. And when you go into the hieroglyphics, it says that yesterday is Asar and tomorrow is Ra, or Ra'a. So what that means is these 2 lions are Ra and Asar. Ra and Asar are very much connected. Some like to separate our culture and say that something about Osiris coming from the Middle East or something, and he came as some other kind of god, and our ancient ancestors, ancient Egyptians and Ethiopians, started worshiping him from outside. But we know that's not the truth. Asar and Ra are twin souls, and these 2 lions show you that. So after he goes through the portal on the horizon of the 2 lions, we have the Bennu, which is us, the Bennu Society. Ra and Osiris are actually both the Bennu. You have higher and lower levels are alternating realities of the same thing. The soul of Asar is the Bennu. And if you read the text, it says that to me belongs yesterday and I know tomorrow. What does it mean? As for yesterday, that is Asar. As for tomorrow, it is Ra'a on that day in which the foes of the Lord of all were destroyed. And when it speaks about the Bennu, it says, who is he? He is Asar, otherwise said, his name is Re, or Ra, or Ra'a. So it says he is Osiris and his other name is Ra'a. His other name is Re, or Ra. He is the soul of Re. And in the hieroglyphs it says he is the penis or the phallus of Re, with whom he himself copulated, meaning with he whom he himself had sex with. So if you can see what's really going on, is that Osiris and Ra are in one body, not two separate gods, as some would have you believe. They actually are so connected as twins, they're like night and day. The text goes on, I am the great Bennu bird, which is in Heliopolis, the supervisor of what exists. In the actual text it says, he's the supervisor of what was and what will be. In other words, he's the cycle. The Bennu watches the cycle, just like the phoenix that the Greeks talked about. So now we have Osiris or Asar laid in his chamber, in his coffin, tomb. And that's what happens. Every night when you go to sleep, that's what happens. Tell you the truth. For those the true ones. So we also see the two falcons on the side, or the two hawks, in the form of Aset and Nebet Het. They are always with Asar, always. If they weren't there, he wouldn't be Asar. So it says that what was, when it says the Bennu bird is the supervisor of what was and what will be. What was is called daytime, and what will be is called night. What that is this concept of eternity and everlasting. That's the way Ra and Asar work together. Eternity and everlasting. These two ancient Egyptian words, ancient Coptic words, are called Nihe and Djeddu. Nihe and Djeddu, or Nihe and Djeteta. And as you can see, that's what the Aset and Nebet Het represent. Yesterday and tomorrow. And in the middle lies Asar. Just as you see here. Yesterday and tomorrow, and in the middle lies Asar, or Ra'ah. And that's why the Bennu is right there in the middle, because he is that circle of the sun, Ra'ah, and he is also that form of Asar. Because remember, the Bennu is the penis, and Bennu in fact means seed. And going into the other languages, Aramic, Hebrew, and Arabic, and all of them languages, Ben means son or child. In ancient Egypt, it meant seed or germ. So we'll go on, and we see the two eyes again with the chamber, the doorway to the underworld right in the middle. Again, we see Asar and the same balance, the same symmetry of something on the left and the right and something in the middle. And again, here we see Asar rising amongst the northern stars, which are the sons of Haru. Those four deities right there, Duamutef, Kebasinuef, Hype, and Imseti, they are actually the four stars in the Little Dipper. And this is where things take an astronomical turn. But we'll go on. So we see this deity seated. Then we see Asar and Ra standing together in a place called Djeddu. This place called Djeddu was actually a town called Ba in Djeddu. Ba in Djeddu, through mistranslations, became known as Mendes. And these two gods come together in this place called Mendes, and it's called Djeddu because of the two pillars right there you see beside them. And in this place, this is where they become one again, because they become separate and then they become one, and they become separate and become one and become separate, on and on. So what does it say here in the text? It says, in the hieroglyphics translated, it says, as for the day of come to me, it means that Asar said to Ra'ah, come to me that I may see you. So he said in the west, I am his twin souls, which are within the two fledglings, or the two baby birds. Who is he? He is Osiris, or Asar, when he entered into Mendes, and he found the soul of Ra there, and they embraced each other. Then his twin souls came into being. So they are one. And I'll show you a picture of that in a minute. So as we come to the end, here we go. We see Aset and Nebet Het again in the form of two baboons. And to go on, we have to flip to the back here, and it says, now as for the two fledglings, they are Horus the protector of his father, and Horus the eyeless. As for the twin souls, they are within the two fledglings, they are the soul of Ra and the soul of Asar, the soul which is in Shu and the soul which is in Tefnu, the twin souls which are in Mendes. So for those that have knowledge of what's going on here, this is the cyclical or cycle nature of Asar and Ra'ah. So now that's as far as the hieroglyphic pictures go for the text. But what I'll do now is I'll go into what these things actually mean. So first, I'll take you over here. And on this star chart, we'll turn it so we can see Osiris is right here. Asar is right there. I can't. Alright, right there. That's the 3 stars of Orion's belt. And if we put him on the eastern horizon and swing it back a little bit, we can see exactly opposite of Asar is this boat, which is really called Ophiuchus. And this is Ra in his boat. So these two constellations are 180 degrees apart from each other. Now remember, this information hasn't been given to any. So just listen and check it out for yourself and see where the Bennu Society is coming from. So we have Ophiuchus, which is the boat of Ra, right there. Now I'm going to take you up here to the Denderah Zodiac. We're getting a little closer, and we'll point to Asar, Osiris, and then we gotta go exactly 180 degrees over, and we see something there, and that's called Ra in his boat. Right there. Right there. It's called Ra in his boat. Here Ibwea. So you have to know that that is Ophiuchus, the constellation that everybody's talking about now. But remember that the Bennu brought that to you years ago. So, and in the middle, we have Ta-Weret. Ta-Weret is the hippo goddess. She's right in the middle. For years and years, Egyptologists and all kind of people tried to figure out who she was, but she herself showed the Bennu Society who she was. So I'll take you back down, and I'll show you who she is. Right here, if we stand it up, turn it around, we have the constellation of Cepheus, which is Ta-Weret's head. And then we have Draco here, which is her shoulder and arm. That's her shoulder and arm. And then we have down here at Booties and the star Arcturus, we have her sword that she's holding. So here's her shoulder and arm, and here's the jackal that's there on the Denderah. So go check out the Denderah Zodiac and see Ta-Weret standing up in the sky. And remember what this is saying. So there we have the Big Dipper, and the Little Dipper is there. And remember, the 4 stars are the same 4 deities. Dua Mutef, Kebesenuef, Imseti, and Happy. So right here we have the Big Dipper, which is known as the thigh or Kepesh in ancient Egypt. So I'll take you up here again, and I'll show you the thigh right there, and the jackal right there. That's the 4 sons of Horus, and the thigh is actually Set, the god Set. So he's in the north sky, and Asar over here and his wife Aset are there in the southern sky. Because these stars in the north, as you notice, Ta-Weret never goes below the horizon. The bottom half of her goes inside the horizon, but then she comes right back out, and her head never goes in. So Ophiuchus is here, and then as we go around, we'll see Asar go there. Ra and Ophiuchus alternate 180 degrees apart. So at the moment when they are both on the horizon, that means a portal opens. And I guess you better look out for that time and figure out when Orion and Ophiuchus are exactly opposite of each other on the horizon. It's a time called Dua. It's when the Duat opens up. The Duat is the star realm, because as these stars set on the western horizon, then they are like seeds. Remember, Bennu means seed. So the stars are set on the western horizon, and they sprout out on the eastern horizon. And this is the cycle of Asar, because he's a grain god, a fertility god. And the grain goes in the earth and recycles itself. Again, that's the science of the phoenix, the Bennu, that rises over and over again. Asar and Ra'ah. We talk about this in the Ophiuchus mystery. Also, you can check this out. This is a diagram with the 36 deacons all the way around the sides. We got the zodiac in the middle. See, right here, Ebwia, that's the name of Ophiuchus. And in the middle, we have we have Ta-Weret right there in the middle. This is made by the Bennu Society. This is just a diagram so we can watch the stars. Much information to be talked about. Ophiuchus is the center of the Milky Way galaxy. It's open now. The womb. So, for those that didn't know, that Ra is a constellation. Ra'ah is a constellation. You should know now. And that Asar and Ra'ah alternate, as chapter 17 states. Please go check out chapter 17. It's very important. And the game of Senet is also important. We'll be giving you more information as time goes on. I wish you could smell the kapet. It's burning. Ophiuchus mystery. You can even check out, if you have one of these, you can see Ophiuchus right here, which is the boat of Ra. And then 180 degrees away, we have Orion, which is Asar. Remember, this information is not given by any. Ophiuchus and Orion. These are the mysteries. I pointed you in the right direction. The Bennu pointed you in the right direction. That's what we do. So please go check it out. Hetep.